Dorud, cherished listeners, I'm Sindokt, welcoming you back to Echoes of Persia. Our journey has taken us from the glory of the first kings in the First Crown, from Kayumars to Jamshid, through the darkness of the rise of the Serpent King, and witnessed hope's rebirth in Divine Light Rising. In our last episode, we followed the miraculous rise of Fereydun, the child of destiny, hidden in the Alborz mountains to escape Zahhak's tyranny. Together with the blacksmith Kaveh, who raised the Kaviani banner of rebellion, Fereydun united the people of Iran against the Serpent King. Their journey took them across the mighty Arvand River, where even nature itself seemed to bow to the divine glory guiding them. If you haven't experienced our previous episodes, I urge you to start from the beginning to fully appreciate this magnificent saga. And if you're ready to witness justice's triumph, please subscribe to our channel and join us for this momentous conclusion. The palace of Zahhak reached toward the heavens, its towers bound by dark enchantments. But Fereydun, bearing divine glory, saw these spells for what they were, mere shadows before the Creator's light.
These demon-crafted walls may touch the sky, but they fall before true divine power.
The enchantments dissolve like morning mist before the sun's rays. Within the palace halls, demon warriors disguised as men faced the young prince. His ox-headed mace sang a song of destruction, breaking both bodies and illusions.
See how the demons reveal their true forms as they fall. All of Zahhak's court was built on lies.
But in the deep chambers of the palace, Fereydun made a discovery that would change everything. There, in Zahhak's private quarters, he found two women of extraordinary beauty, their dark hair and sun-bright faces, marking them as nobles of ancient lineage.
First, let us wash away the taint of dark magic from your minds. The Creator's pure wisdom will cleanse what demon craft has corrupted.
Who are you, brave warrior, who dares to enter the serpent's nest? What star blessed your birth with such courage?
What branch of heaven's tree bore such fruit that you would challenge the master of demons himself?
I am Fereydun, son of Abtin, whom Zahhak murdered. The sacred cow Barmaye was my nurse, until the tyrant slaughtered her too. I come seeking vengeance, but find instead that my quest holds more purpose than I knew.
Fereydun! The name that haunts Zahhak's nightmares. Listen then. We are Jamshid's daughters, forced to be the Demon King's consorts. We have waited for this day.
The tyrant has fled to Hindustan, driven by dark prophecies. He slaughters thousands, believing their blood might change his fate.
The serpents on his shoulders torment him endlessly. He runs from kingdom to kingdom, finding no peace, seeking to wash himself in innocent blood to thwart the astrologer's predictions.
And so, Fereydun learned that his quest for vengeance had become something greater, a mission to free not just Iran, but all humanity from Zahhak's madness.
Then I swear by the Creator's light, I will cleanse this evil from the world. The serpent's hunger will end, and Jamshid's daughters will see their father's throne restored to righteousness.
While Zahhak hunted innocent victims in distant lands, his palace steward Kondro maintained order in his absence. A cautious man who had survived countless court intrigues, he now faced his greatest test.
Strange sounds from the throne room.
There, on Zahhak's throne, sat a warrior beautiful as a tall cypress, divine glory shining from his brow. On one side stood Shahnaz, on the other Arnavaz, Jamshid's daughters, now free of their demonic captor.
Watch Khandro carefully now. See how years of court training guide his reactions. No panic, no outward shock. Even in crisis, he remembers the forms of courtesy.
Long life to you, O king. May your reign be blessed with glory. The 7 kingdoms bow before you. May your head rise above the rain-bearing clouds.
Approach, loyal servant. Your courtesy marks you as one who understands the proper way of things.
Fereydun commanded a celebration, testing Khandro's loyalty. Wine flowed, musicians played, and the palace came alive with joy long absent under Zahhak's rule. The very walls remember how to echo with happiness. How long since music, not screams, filled these halls? But as the celebration reached its height, Khandro slipped away, mounting his fastest horse. Through the night he rode, bearing news that would shake his master's world.
Faster! Every moment counts now. The world itself shifts beneath our hooves.
When he finally reached Zahhak, the steward faced another test: how to tell a demon king that his worst nightmares had come true.
My king. 3 warriors have come from distant lands. The youngest stands tall as a cypress tree, bearing royal glory.
Mere guests, then, let them enjoy our hospitality.
My lord, this guest sits upon your throne. He bears an ox-headed mace that shines like the sun. Your demons lie dead, your enchantments broken. And your companions, the daughters of Jamshid, they stand willingly at his side, one like the sun, the other like the moon, their dark chains broken.
Fool! Never again shall you guard my household. Your tongue brings poison to my ears.
My king, how can I guard your household when you yourself have lost it? Your enemy sits on your throne, holds your scepter, claims your power. The divine glory that once blessed Jamshid now shines from his brow, while your serpents gnaw at your soul.
And so the truth was spoken, shattering Zahhak's last illusions. His nightmare had taken flesh, and now sat upon his very throne. When night's dark compass traced its circle and thrust the bright sun into pitch darkness, Zahhak mounted his swift horse, leading an army of demon warriors toward his stolen capital.
The master returns with fury. Let the city tremble.
My serpents hunger for more than common fare tonight. They shall feast on the usurper's brain.
But as Zahhak approached his palace by secret ways, something unprecedented occurred. The people of the city rose up.
To arms! To arms! Defend Fereydun! No more shall our children feed the serpents. From every rooftop, every window, let stones rain down on the tyrant's head.
The city transformed into a battlefield. Young and old, merchant and warrior, all united against their former master. From the fire temples came a mighty cry. Better a noble beast on the throne than a demon wearing a crown. To Fereydun's banner, children of Iran. Seeing his armies falter, Zahhak resorted to desperate measures. Clad in iron armor to hide his identity, he scaled his own palace walls with a rope, seeking to strike at Fereydun's heart.
There sits Shahnaz with the usurper, her face bright as day, her hair dark as night. She curses my name. My own queen curses me.
Mad with jealousy, Zahhak descended into his own palace, a dagger thirsting for royal blood. But Fereydun was ready.
Face me, Serpent King! Face divine justice!
The ox-headed mace struck true, shattering Zahhak's helmet. But before Fereydun could deliver the final blow...
Hold, O prince. His time has not yet come. Bind him, for the mountains await their prisoner.
With a mighty lion leather cord, Fereydun bound the tyrant who had terrorized the world for 1,000 years.
Return to your crafts, good people! The time of terror ends. Let merchants trade, let farmers till, each to their proper role in a world restored to order.
But the story's end still awaited. Following divine guidance, Fereydun led his captive toward Mount Damavand, that ancient peak which touches the very sky. See how the mighty are brought low. He who fed on the brains of the innocent now stumbles in chains. In the heart of the mountain, they found a cavern so deep its bottom remained hidden in shadow. There, with great iron spikes that pierced where his brain had long ceased to exist, Fereydun bound Zahhak to the mountain's heart.
Here shall you hang until the end of days, your own evil binding you more surely than these chains.
The mountain accepts its prisoner. Let his fate be a warning to all who would choose the path of darkness.
And so ended the reign of Zahhak. His name became as dust, and the world was cleansed of his evil. Yet they say he hangs there, still, in the depths of Damavand, a warning to tyrants for all time. On the blessed first day of Mehr, when autumn paints the world in gold, Fereydun placed the royal crown upon his head. For the first time in 1,000 years, the world breathed free of evil.
Look, the very air seems lighter, as if Zahhak's corruption had weighed upon the wind itself.
Let this day mark not just my coronation, but the birth of a new festival, Mehregan. Let it forever celebrate the triumph of justice over tyranny, of light over darkness.
See how he honors the old ways. Amber and saffron burn in sacred fires, marking this blessed day. But far away, in a humble dwelling, an old woman performed her own celebration. Farenak, mother of the new king, had just received word of her son's triumph.
First, I must give thanks to the Creator, who protected my son through all dangers. Then, curse the name of Zahhak, whose evil is finally ended.
Watch how she shares her joy, secretly helping those in need, keeping her identity hidden, even as she celebrates her son's victory.
Throughout the empire, change swept like a cleansing wind. Fereydun travelled his realm, seeing all with his own eyes.
Where Zahhak left wasteland, a king plants gardens. Where demons walked, now children play.
Every place where injustice ruled, we shall plant justice. Where fear grew, we shall grow hope.
He builds not just palaces, but schools, fire temples, gardens. From Amol to Tamish, the land blooms again.
For 500 years, Fereydun's just rule blessed Iran. Not one day did he lay the foundation of evil. Not one moment did he forget his divine purpose. Remember this wisdom. The world remains constant to no one. Seek not excessive joy in it, for like the wind, it passes. The world transformed to paradise under his hand, where weeds once grew, cypress trees now stand. Justice flows like water through our land, as wisdom guides our king's commanding hand. But even in this golden age, seeds of future challenges were being planted. For Fereydun's greatest test would come not from external enemies, but from within his own house. As 50 years passed in Fereydun's reign, 3 princes graced his court, each tall as a cypress, their faces radiant as spring. 2 were born to Shahnaz, 1 to Arnavaz, all bearing the mark of royal glory. Like 3 full moons they grew, each reflecting their father's light, each destined for greatness, yet unnamed.
Jandal, my trusted advisor, I have a delicate mission for you.
Command me, my king.
Search the world for 3 sisters, daughters of noble birth, equal in beauty and virtue, worthy to wed my sons. They must be of one mother and father, their beauty matched like mirror images.
And so Jandal, wise in the ways of diplomacy, began his search through Iran. But no daughters of Iranian nobles met the exacting standards for Fereydun's sons.
Perhaps destiny leads us beyond Iran's borders.
His journey led him to Yemen, where King Sav ruled with wisdom and power. The great Sav of Yemen, master of fertile lands, keeper of 3 treasures more precious than gold.
Greetings from Fereydun, liberator of Iran, to the noble Sarv of Yemen. My king sends tidings of friendship, and perhaps more.
Speak your peace, ambassador. What brings Iran's eye to Yemen's shore?
My king has 3 sons, princes worthy of crowns, seeking 3 sisters worthy of their hands. Word of your daughter's beauty and virtue has reached even Iran's distant courts.
Such news requires careful thought. Give me time to consult with my advisors.
My king, remember Zahhak's fate. Fereydun's power grows too great. He seeks to bind our kingdom to his.
Yet to refuse such an offer, would that not bring worse danger?
And so began a great game of politics and destiny, as one father weighed the fate of his daughters against the power of an empire. After deep contemplation, King Sav summoned Fereydun's envoy Jandal back to his court. His response would prove as subtle as it was clever.
Though I am but a servant to your great king, and would obey his every command, let me speak plainly about this delicate matter. Sons are precious to any king, especially when they shine with such royal glory. Your words I accept, your proposal I weigh carefully. But before I entrust my 3 jewels, my daughters, to this alliance, I have a simple request. Let the princes come themselves to Yemen. Let me see these young kings who would claim my daughters. Let my dark kingdom be illuminated by their presence.
See how he turns demand into invitation, threat into opportunity.
When Jandal returned to Iran with this response, Fereydun recognized the wisdom in Sav's words.
My sons, the time has come to prove yourselves. King Sarv is no ordinary ruler. His wisdom matches his power. Remember, a prince raised in palace halls must still show virtue. Be eloquent yet truthful, bright-minded yet pure in faith. Let wisdom guide your every word.
Father, how shall we prove ourselves worthy?
Listen well, for King Sarv is deep as the sea. His test will not be simple, nor his judgment swift.
See how the great king becomes teacher, preparing his sons not just for marriage, but for kingship itself.
Your words must be measured like precious jewels, your conduct worthy of your royal blood. For what better suits a son than to reflect the wisdom of his father's teaching?
And so, the three princes prepared for their journey, their hearts full of their father's wisdom, and their minds alert for the challenges ahead.
We go not just as suitors, but as representatives of Iran's glory.
Our father has taught us well. Let us show Yemen that wisdom flows in Iranian veins.
And let us prove worthy of both our father's crown and King Sarv's daughters.
After their audience with King Sarv, the three princes returned to their quarters swift as the wind, their hearts light with anticipation. That night, they slept the peaceful sleep of those blessed by fortune. When morning's mirror caught the sun's first gleam, and purple spread across the lapis sky, three princes rose, their glory yet unseen, with destiny's great moment drawing nigh. The princes prepared themselves with all the splendor of their station, summoning priests and nobles to their side. Their army spread out like the very heavens, every warrior's face bright as the sun.
See how they approach. Their army spreads like the night sky, each soldier a star in their constellation.
King Sarv, learning of their approach, arranged his forces like peacock feathers, sending forth a mighty welcome party of both kinsmen and strangers alike. The streets overflow with men and women. They shower jewels and saffron before the prince's path. Wine and musk perfume the very air. The horses' manes dripped with perfume and wine, while gold coins scattered beneath their hooves like fallen stars. In his great hall, King Sarv opened treasuries long sealed, revealing secrets kept hidden for ages. Then came the moment all awaited, the presentation of the three princesses. Three sun-faced maidens, garden fair they stood. No cypress planted by any priest so pure, with crowns of gold and beauty's grace endured, save in their curls, which suffering's touch ensured. But even as he presented his daughters, each as perfect as a new moon to match these warrior sons, King Sarv's heart harbored darker thoughts.
What evil fortune comes from Fereydun? What shame that the lion's lineage must flow through the gazelle. They say one whose only children are daughters has no lucky star. Before all these noble priests I say, how fitting that moons should wed with stars. These three lights of my world I entrust to you. Guard them as your very eyes, treasure them as your hearts.
The bridal party assembled, with fierce camels bearing jewel-encrusted howdahs. For though King Sarv struggled with tradition's weight, he knew in his heart that all children, whether sons or daughters, carry divine glory when raised in wisdom's light. And so, dear listeners, we've witnessed the fulfillment of an ancient prophecy. From Fereydun's bold entry into Zahhak's enchanted palace to the liberation of Jamshid's daughters, we've seen divine justice triumph. We saw the people themselves rise up against tyranny and watched as Zahhak was imprisoned within Mount Damavand as an eternal warning to future tyrants. Under Fereydun's just rule, Iran bloomed anew. The establishment of Mehregan festival marked this triumph of justice over tyranny. Yet, even in these golden days, we've seen the first hints of future challenges, as Fereydun sends his trusted advisor Jandal to Yemen, seeking brides worthy of his 3 sons, princes tall as cypresses. Join us in our next episode as we follow these 3 young princes. If this tale of triumph and justice has moved your spirit, please support our journey through Persian mythology by liking this video and subscribing to our channel. Your engagement helps us continue bringing these timeless tales to life. Until next time, this is Sindokt, reminding you that even the longest night must yield to dawn.